Hi there, my name is Jolene Underwood. I'm an emotional and mental health coach and a counselor in training. Today's topic is about those circumstances when we feel that we have followed God, we believe that we've trusted Him and obeyed Him and taken steps to do something that He's asked us to do, and then things change and we're kind of left feeling, my word, discombobulated, a little unsure what just happened, I'm so confused, or we think that we're in the right path and things just all of a sudden continue to be really challenging for us. And something has shifted maybe, but we're still pressing through and we're trying to persevere and make it happen. Well, I was reading in Deuteronomy 13. It says, "If a prophet or a dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or wonder, and the sign or wonder that he tells you about comes to pass, and if he says, 'Let us go after other gods, which you have not known, and let us serve them,' you shall not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God is testing you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear Him and keep His commandments and obey His voice, and you shall serve Him and hold fast to Him." What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, let's go back to the beginning of, let's say, a change in your life or a different direction, any kind of direction that you believe that you started to take because God led you on that path. So you get a vision for something that's ahead of you and you say, okay, yes, I'm moving forward. For me, I kind of liken it to being crossing a river, and Jesus is on the other side of the river and He shows me something. He shows me something beautiful, and I lift up my foot to take a step of faith and then place it down. And as I'm walking, it's like I think it's called pylons, like these structures that come up and gives a foundation for my foot to land on. In my mind, when I set out, I'm going straight across the river. One step after one step after one step that brings me to where God wants me to be. If I obey, if I follow, if I do all His directions, then it just works out right. That's kind of that default. Even though I kind of know differently, it's still like a default belief that a lot of us will have. Well, what ends up happening? We get that sign or wonder, which may come from somebody who's specifically trying to lead us in another direction, or it might be some sign or wonder that we've looked for to get confirmation from God. Am I on the right path? And then we kind of keep looking for these signs and wonders. Well, what if there are times when God allows us to see something that is a sign that we're on the right path, but then He changes direction, which happens a lot, right? We think we're going in one direction, and something in that way changes. So if we're continuing to take those steps and trusting that our feet are going to go down onto the structure that's going to hold our feet and our body weight, where God brings that pylon up, then we're trusting His path for us. We're not trying to forge a path where it isn't. And sometimes those signs and wonders, those things that we're looking for confirmation, become what we cling to. We're not actually seeking the heart of God. The focus and the fruit of it becomes not restful for our souls, and it's not focused on loving the Lord our God with all of our heart and soul. However, when we move forward with Him in response to obedience, and yet hold the path loosely, knowing that He will reveal the steps as we need them, then we're constantly in tune, asking God for clarification or confirmation on the direction, not necessarily with those signs and wonders anymore, because He may use those to test us, but connected to God and talking to Him honestly about where we think we're supposed to go, and then taking steps based on our best understanding, but trusting that if He has a change in direction, that we'll move there and He will be there. That in that change of direction, He hasn't abandoned us, because the outcome, He still owns that outcome. He still just has this beautiful vision ahead for us, whatever that outcome is supposed to be in our lives, whether it has to do with a relationship situation, a job or financial situation. He has beautiful things for our heart and our spirit to be shaped as we move forward in those goals or the things that we're looking forward to. So when I read this, I was just encouraged to remember ultimately that we may see signs and wonders that give us confirmation, but that is not our focus. it could be also something that deters us. The focus and the goal is to listen to the heart of God, to connect to God's heart, and to continue to seek Him regularly as we move forward with Him. I pray that encourages you today, and if you have a specific journey that you'd like prayer for, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to just join you in that opportunity. Take care.